Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're taking a look at the rather excellent and rather lightweight and rather long battery life Jabra Elite 45H. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Jabra Elite 45H. This is a ultra lightweight headset which is Bluetooth 5.0 compatible. Has an extremely long battery life of anywhere up to 50 hours, which is absolutely insane, and also doesn't cost an absolute fortune. At the moment here in the UK you can pick up these for somewhere in the region of about £70. They originally came out at around about the £100 mark, but have been slowly coming down in price over the last year or so. So we're going to go through today, do a quick unboxing, go through some of the features, go through some of the pros, and sadly some of the cons of this particular headset, and then I'll let you make your minds up at the end and see what you think of them. So first of all, looking at the packaging, it goes through obviously some of the highlights. So biggest speakers for superior music. Now these have got 40mm drivers in them, which actually, considering how small they are, fitting a 40mm driver into there is actually quite impressive. Also, you've got longest battery life of up to 50 hours, again, depending on your usage and obviously volume levels, that kind of thing. That will come into it a little bit. If you have it on full volume, you're going to get a little bit less than that. But if you play at a moderate volume for most of the time, which is probably what you're going to have to do because these are actually quite loud, then you should get a very respectable 40 to 50 hours battery life out of them. If for some reason you go to them and you find that your battery level is a little bit on the low side, a quick charge of somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes will give you up to 10 hours of playback time, so fantastic for those quick charges. That is also done on USB Type-C. On the back of the box it talks about some of the other features, so we've got two microphones for clear, cool technology, and we'll give you some demonstrations of what that sounds like a little bit later on. Also, you've got the My Sound app, which is available for both iOS and Android devices, and you can go in there and you can tailor the sound profile to your specific liking. There's also a neat little section in there which actually tailors the sound to your own ears. As we get older, frequencies tend to drop off as we get a little bit older, so you can actually tailor these to make the best use of the frequencies that you can actually hear, which is absolutely brilliant. Also, it says they're compact, foldable and lightweight, direct voice access to your Android or your iOS assistant. Just press a button and you can fire up Siri or Google. And also you've got soft ear cushions which mold to your ear, which is a positive thing, but also a slightly negative thing, as we'll discuss a little bit later. So opening the package, as we take a look inside, so we get, first of all, the headphones themselves, which actually, as you can see, are folded down nicely already. This is actually the only way they fold, so all you've got is a little bit of rotation on the actual ear cups themselves. The band itself is fixed, although the band itself is actually not fixed entirely because it is extremely flexible, and there is an absolute ton of flex, so you're going to be able to chuck these in a bag and not have to worry too much about them because of the excellent design and build quality. Also included is a very small USB Type-C connection. And for those of you that are out and about on your travels, then you've got this really nice neoprene style Jabra carry bag with a drawstring top. So let's take a closer look at the actual headset itself. And first thing you notice is the fact that it is very, very lightweight. There's no weight to them at all really, although they are quite well balanced. The actual ear cushions and the ear pads and the speakers themselves and all the electrics actually do give it quite a nice balance to it. The top section is extremely lightweight, and you've got a kind of faux leather section at the top here, which is almost like a rubbery type feel to it. It does feel quite squishy. Not a great deal of padding in there, so if you are someone like myself and you are relatively follically challenged, you don't have a lot of cushioning going on up there, then you might find these to be a little bit on the narrow and also a little bit on the painful side depending on how you set them up on your head. But for most people I think they're going to be absolutely fine. On the sides you've got adjustable arms which pull out quite nicely. There's no actual indentations to them, so they are completely free to move how you see fit, which can be a benefit and also can be a downside. Some people like to get their headphones out and do kind of like, oh, 4 clicks, that's my size, and you're ready to go. So you do have to play with these a little bit to set them up for your own particular head. Everything on here is plastic, so there's no real metal. There might be a little bit of metal actually in that band itself, but essentially the entire construction is plastic. Looking at the actual pads themselves on the speakers there, so these are actually described as being on ear. So basically your ear sits on here, so there is memory foam in here and it cushions to the profile of your ear, which is good in some respects because obviously it's going to be ultimately very, very comfortable, and when you put them on it's a slightly unusual feeling because it's just pushing against the side of your ears. There's not a lot of sideways force on them, which is obviously going to make them more comfortable, but you're also going to get sound leakage. I can hear myself talking perfectly well. One thing I did notice, because these aren't cupping your ear and actually the clamping force is relatively minimal, much movement at all and you'll see them slipping away. And if I put my head back, typically it's not doing it now. When I was doing it earlier, I actually was in the chair relaxing, and because I had the band a bit further back, yeah, you can see it, there it goes. It has a tendency to want to slip off because it's not actually gripping around your ears and the clamping force is very minimal. So if you're going to be thinking about buying these, maybe you're going to be in a slightly more active area, maybe you're in a call centre or something, and you want to use these to take calls, or you're going out running, jogging, that sort of thing, definitely avoid these. They are not really suitable for that. And actually in some instances, depending on the shape of your ears and your head, if you're just lying back in your sofa chair or recliner, you may find that they gradually start slipping, especially if you're eating or chewing anything, because the movement of your ears is going to make that slip off. So that is definitely something to be considerate of. The pads themselves, actually, they are super comfortable in beginning because they don't have an extreme amount of clamping force. They are going to be very comfortable. You are going to get some sound leakage as well because they're not completely covering up your ear, so people will be able to hear what you hear also, although not to a great extent. They are cleverly marked up, so they've actually put L and R on there so you know which side is which actually at the beginning it got me because I was like, oh, which side is which? And yeah, it makes sense when you can actually read them. Again, a lot of rotation actually on the cups themselves, so if you want to store them flat you can do very easily. When it comes to controlling the sound and the volume and all those kinds of things, then the left hand side has got no controls on it whatsoever, but on the right hand side is where all the action happens. So on this section here there are 3 buttons, so you've got multi-function buttons here. You've got play and pause in the middle. The top one is fast forward or press and hold to skip a track, and the other one is rewind, press and hold to go back a track. You can also use the button in the middle to accept and reject calls and all that kind of good stuff. Moving around to the side, you've got your power button. So the power button is a dual position setup, so that is in the off position. Slide it down 1 and it turns into the on position. You can see the green light comes on and it tells you how much charge is in your battery, and it also goes straight into Bluetooth mode. If you want to pair it with a new device or another device, move the button to the fully forward position and hold it for a couple of seconds, and then it will go into pairing mode and you'll see the blue light come on to be ready and waiting to be paired to another device. Or turn it off and turn it back on again and it will just go into normal pairing mode. Next to that is our USB Type-C connection for charging, and on the side there's a little grill section there which has got the noise cancelling microphone. This is only noise cancelling in terms of actually using your microphone. It isn't noise cancelling for actual playback purposes, but it does reduce the noise when you're actually recording or having a telephone conversation. And we can listen to some of that audio recording quality right now. This is a sound recording of the Jabra Elite 45H. Sound is being recorded currently in the microphone box in studio room. This room is approximately 12 by 11. I'm currently stood up just walking around, recording this as I go. There are no other real obvious noises in the room except PC fans, and we've got some building work being done, but doesn't appear to be very loud or noisy at the moment. So this is a sound test of the Jabra Elite 45H. Another button on the headset itself is just on the top here, so you press that one and that will invoke your assistant on your phones. So if it's on Android or iOS, you can call up your assistant to make it do various things, or to tell it to raise volume, lower volume, all those kinds of things should you wish to. Or again, you can just use the buttons on the side. Once you've got the device set up and paired with your phone, you can uninstall the app if you want. There is a Jabra app on here, and when you go into it, it comes up with welcome back, and you can use it to find my Jabra or also pair a new device. Currently I've got my Bluetooth turned off, so let's turn the Bluetooth on. And there we go. Once you turn your headset on, the app recognises the fact it's there and it goes into all the settings. So we've got things on there such as a music equalizer, which actually some of you may want to take advantage of. You do find with the sound profile on this, there's a nice neutral profile to it, don't get me wrong. The bass is absolutely fine, it's not overly inflated, and because the fact that it is on ear rather than over ear, you do struggle to get some of those lower bass tones, but the mid-range and the treble is absolutely fine. And if anything, the mid-range and treble is something which you might actually want to lower a little bit, because it is very kind of tinkly at some of the high ends, and especially if you're listening to something or having a telephone call, depending on the characteristics of the voice of the person you're listening to, you may find you want to reduce that down a little bit because it is extremely sharp and extremely clear, which for some people actually might be a little bit too clear. And also you can go into the top section here, go into the settings cog, and you can configure a lot of things about this device, which is actually really cool. So you can update the firmware from here. You can also do headset settings. So you've got your call experience. You can have settings on there for side tone, so you can actually hear your own voice back in the headphones, so you can hear what you sound like coming through to somebody else. You've also got mute reminder. You've also got call equalizers, and you can choose it to be more treble or more bass for your outgoing calls, that kind of thing, which is very cool. And in headset configuration, you've got options for your actual power down. So if there's no music coming through, the headset itself will default to power down after about 30 minutes or 15 minutes, but you can choose to turn that off if you wanted to. Also, you can choose things like for guidance. If you're using the headset, when you press the buttons, there's a little clip or a little kind of notch you can hear. You can turn that on or off, and also there's voice guidance. So when it tells you that the battery is low or battery levels, that could be either a voice, or you can have it turned off if you wanted to. So loads of options and configurability in that from the application. The app is only for iOS and Android, so if you're planning to use these with a Windows desktop PC or laptop, sadly you don't get access to any of those features. So going back to the actual headphones themselves, so when it comes to actual quality and listening, there's definitely a lot of bass to them, although it does sound more bassy if you push them into your ears. So when you actually have them on your head like this, because again the clamping force isn't very much, you do notice if you just push them in a little bit to seal your ear more, they do sound much better, which actually I think is a little bit of a problem. These are extremely popular and they do sound very nice, but it is going to be very dependent on the size of your head. If you've got a particularly wide head and there's more clamping force, you're going to find these to be a much better sounding device, whereas if you've got a relatively narrow head, you may find, because there's not a great deal of adjustment there, that you're not going to get a very good seal on your ears. So my advice in that regard would be to get these on somewhere like Amazon. At least that way you can buy them, try them, and if they don't fit you particularly well, you can send them back. It would have been nicer to see these with having a little bit more of a swivel on the sides, just so those cushions would level up to different sizes of heads. There is a little bit of swivel there, but in my opinion, there's not quite enough to get a real good seal. And again, like I said, if you are planning to use these for exercise activities, jogging, that kind of stuff, I would probably avoid them due to the fact that there isn't a great deal of clamping force, and you're more than likely going to end up having to keep on repositioning them whilst you're out jogging. Another side of that is the fact that they are very comfortable to wear, and when you fold them down, kind of you don't really know they're on there. They are very lightweight, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a very much a mixed bag. I know why these are extremely popular, and that's because the sound quality is excellent, and especially when you look at the price, around about £70, now they've come down a little bit, they really are great sounding. Although, if you want to get the most out of your music and also out of things like movies, etc., and you're going to be possibly moving around a little bit more, you might want to look at something like, say for instance, Creative Labs, the SX5 Air headset, which we've reviewed previously, which you can check out up here. Recently, those have been reduced really heavily to somewhere in the region of about £50 in a lot of places, especially some of the refurbished models on eBay, which we'll also link to in the video description. If I was comparing the two, I would definitely choose the SFX Air for my own personal preference, because they just suit the way my head shape is, and also comfort levels, etc., and they are over ear rather than on ear, which I personally prefer. But again, if you're one of those people that maybe you want something a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more portable, and these are definitely ticking that box. They are extremely lightweight, they're very small, and again, the real selling point of these, I think, is going to be the battery life at somewhere between 40 to 50 hours of use on a single charge, and also a quick charge of around about 10 to 15 minutes, giving you up to 10 hours of playback time. I think that is one of the key selling points, especially for commuters. So anyway, let me know what you think about these ones in the comments section below. Do you have these? What do you think of my opinions? Do you think I'm justified in what I'm saying about the clamping force? I do find the clamping force to be rather lacking personally, but again, everyone's different shape and size and all that kind of stuff, so maybe you find them a little bit better. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section below. But for now, I'll be Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.